Do you find your prospects being way too vague in their answers to your questions? If so, Keenan agrees with you and says we need to banish open-ended answers in his book, Gap Selling. Welcome to the Bite Size Sales Podcast, where we believe that sales is the most important team in a B2B company, that the sales team deserves great sales skills training but usually doesn't get it, and that taking bite-sized steps each day to get better at your craft is the best way to improve results. I am your host, Andrew Monahan, and I'm using my experiences in B2B sales to bring you simple, actionable ideas every day to help you get better. So getting vague answers happens all the time. In fact, I would say that prospects are black belts in vagueness. Things are too slow or too fast. They're not big enough or not small enough. They're too expensive or not realistic. There's lots of vagueness in all these statements that go on and on and on. And as Keenan says in Gap Selling, something that is too often overlooked in traditional sales training is how to press your customer or prospect to be specific. Open-ended answers are unacceptable. Open-ended answers are unquantified answers, vague answers, answers that leave you guessing. We're not growing fast enough is simply not sufficient information for you to work with when you're gap selling. It's too open to interpretation. What is fast enough? Your idea of fast enough and your prospects may be totally different. Train yourself so that every time you hear a lazy, vague, open-ended answer like, we need to hire more people, or I want to increase revenue, you stop the conversation and ask the prospect to articulate exactly what they mean. You'll probably need to help them along, maybe something like this. Buyer, we're not growing fast enough. You. Can you define that for me? What does fast enough mean to you? Buyer, we're only growing by 22%. We need to be hitting 25%. Aha, now you've quantified the problem. Enough is not enough. In this case, enough is 3% more. You have to get people to be specific because open-ended answers don't tell you enough about the problem to help you devise a solution. Every question you ask will give you more data that offers another chance to extrapolate the potential negative consequences that will impact your customer's environment if things don't change. Every answer will deepen your understanding of the current state. So I would say, as he does, train yourself not to accept vagueness. You need to put something in your mind that triggers that when you hear someone being too vague, that you stop and you don't keep going. A quick hack for you is to write down using the new habit formula from Michael Bungay-Stainer. So it might go something like this. When I hear a vague answer, instead of accepting it and moving on to my next question, I will stop and ask, could you define that for me? So that's a way to do that in the habit forming formula that Michael Bungay-Stainer recommends. And by doing that, you start to have common, specific understanding of what's going on right now in the current state, and also perhaps with the future state with your prospect. That's going to give you the ammunition, it's going to give you the understanding, the goldmine of information to help build your case, understand what sort of deal that you have. If you like this episode, please share it wide and far. Spread the word. I get energy from seeing people download and use this content, so please just take 20 seconds to share it with anyone you think would like it too. This episode is sponsored by Unstoppable.do. Most sales teams are not trained effectively in the skills and mindset they deserve, and these are the most important people in the company. It's no wonder that only about 50% of reps make quota every year. Unstoppable is a service that helps sellers and leaders get great at the skills and mindset they need without taking time out of the field. It exists because if the sales team has the right skills and mindset, they thrive. They are confident and they perform much better. Find out more and even get a free sales book at bitesizesales.com. And now to wrap up. As Steve Chajayan, SVP of Sales at Symantec, may or may not have once said, training without implementation is just entertainment. And pretty poor entertainment when Monahan does it. So make sure you take action on what you learn and keep getting better every day. This world does not need more sales BS, so don't create any more. Be great at the fundamentals, be honest, be real, be yourself. Just do not BS. And finally, I'm signing off as the great Joe Sexton would by saying, gone to sell.